Hi Year 5. So this week you're going to be focusing on persuasive adverts, building up to you writing a persuasive advert or leaflet about visiting a country of your choice. So firstly, what is a persuasive advert? So a persuasive advert is trying to convince someone to do something. It's usually to get someone to buy something or to go somewhere. You would have touched on this back in Year 3. We wrote one about going to a gym, which you might remember. What makes it unique is that it uses over-the-top language to try and get you to do something. Here's an example of when persuasive language has been used in an advert. This is the one you'll be looking at on Monday to look for the features. So it's all about visiting Budapest. So it says, Budapest is the capital of Hungary in the heart of Europe. Come and visit this diamond to experience the happiness of Hungarian people and to enjoy the food and wine of the region. Things to do. Do you have small children? Why not go and visit the Budapest Zoo and Theme Park, which is one of the most amazing zoos in Europe, with more than 1,000 different species of polar bears, from polar bears to crocodiles and tigers. Or have a ride in the theme park on the Ferris wheel and enjoy the breathtaking views of the city below. Budapest is surrounded by hills and forests. Another family-friendly programme is to have a day trip out to Liberty Mountain. This is where you can take the cogwheel train up the steep mountain tracks, which is a brilliant experience. And then travel on the century-old children's steam train, where the controllers are children. At the final destination, you can take the chairlift down to the valley. Don't forget your camera. A recent visitor said that you will take the most amazing photos. So that's an example of a persuasive advert. So some of the different techniques that people use is they use emotive language, rhetorical questions to get the reader thinking. You involve the audience by speaking to them directly. So for example, do you want to see the most beautiful place in the world? You can include little stories, be over the top to get your point across, include lists of 3 items or reasons, and repeat the same word or phrase for emphasis. So this is a success criteria which you're going to be using in this week's lessons. So you'll be starting by using the success criteria to mark in your example text where these all features have been used. We're going to go through each one individually. So a sentence of 3. This is when you include 3 adjectives to describe something. So for example, the wonderful, bright and friendly city welcomes everyone who visits. So you've used 3 adjectives there. Or try the delicious, creamy and dark chocolate. You'll see that there's quite a lot of chocolate theme in this. Another success criteria is using the word you to focus the reader. So by using this word, you're making the reader think of themselves in that situation. If they can imagine themselves doing it, they're more likely to do it. So for example, do you want to eat healthier? Or do you and your friends enjoy eating cake? Another feature is using statements. They're usually quite short and to the point. By putting in a short statement, that often uses dramatic language to really make the point. So for example, it is the best. It is the most amazing place you will ever visit. It is mouth-watering. This is often a good place to use your exclamation marks. Alliteration. So alliteration is when 2 or 3 words are very close to each other, start with the same letter. So for example, the delicious, deep, dark chocolate. Or come to visit exciting, engaging Egypt. Quotes. Quotes are a really important part of persuasive language because you are showing the reader that actual people agree with the writer and that they're trying to get you to do it as well. So for example, I've never been anywhere better, Miss Pearson. I tried this cake and it was so good that I'm still thinking about it, said Mrs. Thomas. Instead of putting said in quotes, you usually just put a dash. For your own advert later on this week, you can make up the quote. Using bold or italics and capital letters. By using these techniques, you can choose the most important words to really stand out. These will draw the reader's attention. Punctuation. So the punctuation that I want you to use in your persuasive adverts are brackets to add in extra information. For example, one of the most stunning attractions is the Eiffel Tower, bracket, it was the tallest in the world until 1930, bracket. Or exclamation marks, which are used to be over the top in your language. For example, it's simply the best, exclamation mark. headings and subheadings. So they're used to break up your advert to help the reader to understand the different points you're trying to get across. The heading needs to be eye-catching and it introduces to the reader straight away what you're trying to persuade them to do. And the subheadings breaks up so it's easier to look at and to give the reader a quick look almost at bullet points about what the main features are. So this week on Monday you're going to be looking at the text and matching it up to the success criteria's features by colouring it in. On Tuesday you're going to be looking at persuasive language and deciding what sentences are persuasive and which ones are just positive. On Wednesday you're going to be researching your country of choice and then planning your persuasive leaflet by putting the information in the planning layout. On Thursday you're going to be writing your persuasive leaflet, don't forget to include bright colours and pictures. And Friday you're going to be editing it using the editing stations that we have attached. We cannot wait to see which countries you choose and all the techniques you use, so please make sure you send in your examples to the home learning email address. We cannot wait to see them. Have a lovely week.